Tonight's show is brought to you by
Muso's Corner.
All right, guys, welcome back for another edition of the Nighttime podcast. Big Andy.
Yeah, coming off a bye.
Yeah, and
Points.
we got the girls with us tonight, the crazy lady and the cranky lady.
Hi.
Welcome again, girls. So short and round again this week, but good to see the Mighty Knights back this weekend as well.
Yep.
And Origin.
Yeah, Origin coming up this week. Yeah, there's been a few changes, I guess, during the week, which has shaken everything up and bit to talk about.
Yeah, well, let's get into it, eh? Start off and...
The following segment brought to you by Ticker Clothing.
what caught my eye?
I think Crazy Lady wanted to go first.
Okay, what caught my eye was Sam Walker for the Roosters. When the clock was winding down and instead of taking the tackle, he ran the full length of the field back towards the Dogs' try line, which in my opinion was poor form.
Yeah, it looked like an Italian army tank.
Didn't take the tackle.
Full retreat.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, what were the chances of him going to steal it off him, run the full length of the field and score anyway?
I saw on NRL 360 Paul Kent talking about it. He said, and it's a fair point, there's been times where the timekeeper at the ground is out of sync with the actual timekeeper. So what if there'd been something happen and there was a minute to go and he's run out of, it gives the Bulldogs a full set
On their try line.
on their try line.
I tell you what, that would have been good to see.
Oh,
I don't think there's any rule against it.
no, there's
No,
no rule.
there's not.
He hasn't broken any rules or anything like that.
It's
It's
just
just not in the
dirty.
spirit
Some
of the game.
people say it's smart, some people say it's not in the spirit of the game. So
It was smart, but it's not right.
no, well, you just
You
run
know
that
what I mean?
risk of something going wrong and handing the ball over.
Well, look at that
10
dude.
metres out.
I think it was in England. Last tackle, it was a couple of seconds ago, and he went to kick it out in the full.
Kicked it to their winger.
He kicked it to their winger, sliced it, kicked it to the winger, and the winger goes through and scores.
Yeah,
But
I suppose he was taking that risk out of the game, not kicking it.
but anyway, what caught my eye was Nathan Brown.
Yep.
His comment, about they had two players on a plane that was with a infected. I don't even know if she had actually COVID, but she was sick.
I think she did. I think she was
Yeah, I think
positive.
Oh, she had COVID, did
Yeah.
she?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he was on the plane with them, so they had to sit out for 2 weeks. But then the St George players had to sit out 1 week, and he's, it's not real fair, So, yeah, old Brandy wasn't happy.
I think it's totally different though, really.
Yeah.
If they've been exposed to someone that's positive,
Yeah, true.
then they're a close contact, so they have to isolate for 2 weeks. Whereas with the others, it's just the party, and
Yeah.
there was, that we know of, there was no one else there. So if there was
There's no one
else,
under the bed.
well,
It's interesting. A couple of them refusing to sign
Yeah.
affidavits too. So,
Does that say to you guilty?
I don't know.
If you didn't have anything to-
apparently they've got legal advice not to sign them.
But if you didn't have anything to hide, wouldn't you just go,
yeah, I kind of think if there's something in the affidavit that they don't want to sign, then tell the truth, and that'll clear everything.
yeah,
I mean, I guess they don't want to throw their other players under the bus,
under the bed?
under the bed.
yeah.
Piggy
But
Riddell.
Brownie does raise a good point, but too, I know his players have done nothing wrong.
No,
it's
that's
2
right.
weeks. The Dragons are out there blatant disregard for the rules, and they cop a week. So.
Surely, God, there's some kind of test they could have, for a week, even if they had to miss a week and be monitored, and if they had no symptoms or whatever, okay.
Well, they probably should have had to go. Or maybe they had to go into isolation as well. Broken the rules, you go into isolation for 2 weeks.
Yeah, true. But,
But they copped some hefty fines as well. So
yeah.
Paul Vaughan's a big loser. He's lost his job, and although somebody will
Yep.
pick him up, but
Yeah, rumour has it that the Dogs were looking.
they're looking at
Looking.
everyone.
Really?
Yeah, they're looking at everyone.
They're the
the
new
Dogs,
Roosters.
the
Yeah, I was gonna
Tigers,
say,
and the Broncos, I think, are sniffing
Sombrero.
around. So, well, they're just desperate for players.
there is a-
rebuild their squad.
Yeah, there is a
They're
bit of
getting
talk.
that okay.
Yeah,
Isn't that enough?
That'd cost them a bit.
yeah.
There is a bit of talk of, we'll get into a bit later, with one of our players going to another club, but we'll get into that a bit later.
Yep.
What caught your eye, buddy?
Well, mine came out of the Warriors Sharks game. It was a try celebration with Brendan Hamlin Uarte and Jack Williams putting one on his chin. A bit of WWE. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I missed that.
It's a good show.
I missed that. Who was it?
It was a big hammer.
The big hammer.
Put the hammer on young Jack Williams. There was some good acting in there. So
Try celebrations.
Yeah, no,
Try
I reckon
celebrations.
bring him back.
Yeah.
I know it's to raise money for this player overseas, but bring it back. They were great.
That was as good as I've seen. That one it was
Oh,
awesome.
great! But I remember back in the day, Piggy Riddell jumped the fence.
Yeah.
Sit in the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, they were great.
Now he just sits there and watches parties from his lounge room.
Well, he doesn't get invited. So
Yeah, true.
he's outside the bubble.
Bring him back, I think. They're, a bit of fun to the game.
Yeah.
And do it. Get some company behind it, some, big company that gives so much dollars to a charity. And bring it back.
A bit of fun.
Yeah.
Was a bit of
Anyway,
fun.
thank you, lady.
Mine was when Sean Johnson was being interviewed after their game and was told about the COVID bubble all being moved up to Queensland live on air and not being told about it beforehand. So he was sort of in a bit of shock and wasn't real happy. I don't think. I thought that was a bit rough for Fox to do that.
Yeah, well.
His comments afterwards as well, saying would have been a good opportunity to move it to New Zealand and travel up and down. I like that. I thought that would have been perfect.
I guess in the
That's going to be safer than Queensland.
Yeah, 100%.
that was a good idea, and I applaud it if it happened. But I guess the NRL was probably looking at costs.
Yeah.
It was probably going to cost them a lot more to get them over there and all their families, because they're trying to get all the families of the players up to Queensland as well. So I guess that probably,
I'll tell you what, we're competing with the Titans for a final spot. It gives them a massive advantage coming into the finals, doesn't it? Playing every game at home.
Yeah, with supporters, because realistically, we're not going to have a lot of night supporters.
That's right. I think
compared to them,
we're supposed to play them at home in a couple of weeks too, aren't we?
Yeah.
A few weeks.
Well, let's hope that we can get some games back before the end of the year.
Yeah. But anyway, the Knights are based up at the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, Sunshine Coast, because well, even the last couple of rounds gets humping back there for the fans.
Yeah.
This time last year, the same thing happened.
Yeah.
I think
hopefully they can gel and
they're
brings
based
them
up there
together.
with Manly, the Roosters and Penrith.
Panthers. Yeah.
But the thing is,
Pretty strong group, that one.
I get Melbourne's out of the COVID, but I think if so many teams are going, all should go. They all should start there.
It'd be interesting to see what happens with Melbourne too. They've just had this incident with the removalists going down to Victoria and taking the virus down there. So
move them up.
Yeah,
Well,
I think they should have gone with them.
no cases at all in Newcastle
And we've gone.
or Canberra. So I think that's because the Victorian government have declared all of New South Wales a red zone. So I think that's why that is. But anyway,
But I think if you're going to
interesting
move,
times.
if you're going to move some, move all.
Yeah.
And they all stay in this one area. But anyway, that's what caught my eye this week. Move on to around the grounds.
Yeah.
The following segment is brought to you by Mobile Travel Agents. Okay.
Alrighty, Cranky lady.
So on Thursday night we had the Raiders and Manly. So the Raiders won 30 points to... Oh, I've written down that wrong.
No.
That down wrong.
The
30 to 16.
Raiders won 30-16.
The Raiders won.
Yeah, what was your thoughts on the game?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
I thought Manly would have flogged them, basically.
Tommy Starling played really well.
Especially after the way the Raiders have been playing and the fans
that
walking
tip on.
out.
Yeah, the Raiders controlled that game so well. Like, they held the ball. I think there was 7 or 8 repeat sets with, forced dropouts and that sort of stuff. So, yeah, they controlled that game really well.
Yeah, I was impressed with Tom Starling.
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah, ex-Knights player. Manly were terrible, but too. Just
They were.
Drop ball. Yeah.
But
very
goes to
disappointing,
say, can't win without Turbo, can they?
No.
Well, they definitely look like a different team without him. So,
But the Raiders were missing a few too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Raiders had a couple out as well.
So it's even playing field, really.
Yeah,
But,
Raiders had a lot to play for after the week before.
Yeah.
Fans leaving with 20 minutes to go. That's enough to,
yeah, that's enough to shake you up, isn't it?
yeah, I reckon.
But
But anyway, good win for the Raiders. They needed to win that. That keeps them in touch too with the top 8. So
Yeah, a loss. Yeah, it was. If they lost, they'd probably all but kiss their season goodbye. I think.
yeah,
So it'll probably give them a bit of confidence in this week as well.
yeah.
So
Who have they got this week? The Raiders. Parramatta maybe.
I'll have a look at that a bit later.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, next one.
Friday night we had South Sydney 46 defeated the Cowboys 18.
Yeah, the wheels are falling off the Cowboys' cart.
Yeah.
Why? I'll still go back to it. Why in the hell would they let Jake Clifford go?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm glad they have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad they have too. But
But why would they do it? You know, like,
it's like they'd written off their season.
and they wanted Dearden. Dearden's offered nothing.
No, he was terrible on the weekend too. You see his kick out on the full. It nearly went backwards.
It was ridiculous. I don't understand what's going on in the Cowboys management up there. But I mean, they've let so many good, talented players go.
Yeah, but a month ago they were looking.
They're looking
they
pretty
were
good.
specials for the finals. So, but anyway, they've gone backwards. I think they've lost 4 or 5 in a row now. The Cowboys, so they're struggling.
Yeah.
My mate Paul's a mad Cowboys fan. He's not real happy with them.
So he's mad.
He's mad. He's got a bit of mad cow. Yeah.
Anyway,
so
we'll move on to.
Saturday we had the Bulldogs and the Roosters. The Roosters 22 beating the Bulldogs 16.
Yeah.
That's another one. I thought the Roosters had run away with that one.
So did I.
I thought the Roosters would have
maybe.
absolutely flogged them.
The Dogs had a few out too, didn't they?
The Roosters got
Yeah, they
had a couple
few,
out.
COVID?
Yeah.
The week before they got a few back, but didn't they?
Not sure, but yeah, I didn't actually watch too much of that. But
But the Roosters weren't that impressive. They were okay. They got the job done, but they
Well,
weren't
they
that
got the
impressive.
points.
They got towed up the week before as well. So
maybe the wheels are falling off there.
yeah,
I really
Yeah.
thought they were
We-
going to
we've
get up
copped them.
at one stage. I thought they were going to win.
yeah. Well, we get them the week after the
We can do that.
after
Easy.
next. So
Look, if the Bulldogs can only just lose them, we can give them a tower.
yeah,
We've got our whole
full
team in.
strength,
Yeah.
we'll play them into form. That's
Yeah,
what we
probably.
do, isn't it? No, we've got our full team. We're a good chance against the Roosters. So
Oh yeah. Very good chance.
that'll put us, I think, 2 points behind them,
I'll tell you what.
maybe 4.
If we've got our full strength side, we're a good chance against Melbourne.
Yeah, our last month's been pretty good. So
So hopefully Kalen will get through
Origin,
Origin.
And Kurt.
And,
Get Kurt Mann back.
yeah, Kurt. And hopefully we'll
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, we'll go through the team shortly, but
Yeah.
he's a big inclusion this week too.
Any team can win on any given day.
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
Storm,
True.
but they're,
Depends who's hungry.
Yeah.
the Storm are always hungry.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
I've got a feeling we can do them.
I think we can do them. We're a good chance, but it's going to be tough. We've got to be at our best, and we're
And
going to
in Melbourne.
we probably need them to be slightly off their best. So maybe Munster might hurt himself in Origin.
Might kick someone.
Might
He will
kick
kick
somebody. Good chance.
But the thing is, like the Knights have got to travel up to Queensland
Yeah, no,
Wednesday
Melbourne.
and then to Melbourne on the day. I think
So
it's a
that's
lot.
another thing
Oh.
I don't agree with. Everyone else is away except for the Queensland teams, which that can't be helped. But Melbourne's now getting an advantage too because they don't have to travel like the other teams.
Yeah, I suppose they did last year, but
But that's last
they
time.
got,
that's
they
a
got
lot.
faced up in
I
Queensland
think
last
that's a
year.
lot to ask of the Knights, but for this week, that they travel to Queensland Wednesday, then Saturday they've got to fly in,
Yeah,
fly
I've
out.
got a feeling
But
Melbourne
even
will be up there
Melbourne
as well.
last year they were based in Queensland, so they didn't have to travel every week.
Yeah.
Well, I had a look at the team list today, and it says where they're playing. It's to be advised. So maybe there's something going on we don't know about yet.
Hopefully.
Maybe Melbourne might get shafted as well with these.
I think
couple
they
of cases
should.
down
Well,
in
the
Victoria.
borders are
So,
slammed shut, so they'll have to come out of there.
yeah. Well, I think because of the bubble, they can fly in and fly out, but
They can go
No.
to
It
Queensland.
would make more sense for Melbourne.
yeah, it's
come
just
up
New
with-
South Wales can't. We
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to fly from Newcastle to Melbourne and
Yeah.
fly out. I think.
Yeah, but that's
so.
the thing. If Melbourne are in that bubble, they all play in these selected grounds. There's no drama. The comp just gets on.
Yeah.
So I just
It's like a home ground for them up on the Sunshine Coast
That's
anyway.
right.
Their feeder clubs, the Sunshine
But it
Coast
gives
Falcons, and
the other teams that are there, they don't have to travel as far and plane rides and yeah.
yeah,
So it's given everyone a fair advantage.
yeah,
Yeah.
So it's my opinion anyway. But
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And we've got the last one, Sunday, we had the Sharks 20, the Warriors 12.
Yeah.
That was a pretty. I was hoping the Warriors would win, and they went alright for a while.
They started off well. Yeah.
The
Sharks
just kicked into gear, and
yeah, that's probably not bad for the Knights. It probably you nearly put a line through the Warriors now. The Warriors had a won, they would have been in touch as well with us. But
a bit disappointed. I honestly thought the Warriors would be, a top 8 team this year.
they're close. They're not far off.
So
it.
probably next year we might. Yeah, I think Brandy would do some good things. Well, they've got some.
He's a good coach.
Oh yeah, and then they've got some good players now coming over. Like they
Sean
got
Johnson.
Matt Lodge, Sean Johnson's going over.
Yep.
I didn't think much of Lodge the other day. He didn't do much.
No, not the other day, but yeah.
First game for the club.
On his
Yeah.
when he wants to, he's
Yeah,
got some
Nathan
good
Brown
form.
likes him. He tried to get him to Newcastle. He was coaching here, and it fell through. But
Who's got the Warriors this weekend?
Oh, the Panthers got the Warriors.
the Penny Panthers. Oh, well,
So-
if Penrith beat them, I think you then put a line through the Warriors this year. So that's
Yeah.
one team we don't have to necessarily worry about. But
Yeah, but you watch,
Yeah.
okay. More than likely they'll lose to Penrith this weekend, and their season will be all but over. Watch them beat some sides.
yeah, they will.
You know.
they'll play their part in the end of the year, and they'll have a say in who plays finals. That's for sure.
That's right.
Wonder if
Might
Lee's
not be
watching.
That said, the Panthers are missing a couple at the moment too. So missing their
Yeah.
halves.
Cleary, Luai.
Luai, when's he due back?
Hopefully, two backs up.
Yeah, then we've got to see who backs up for
Happy
Origin.
Coruscant.
Yeah, he's playing Origin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Capewell and Isaiah Yo.
Yep.
yeah, and then that what's his name?
But when's
Martin.
Oh yeah, Liam
Yeah,
Martin.
Liam Martin. So a couple of them are on the bench, so they'd probably be right. But
So when's Luai due back?
Couple of weeks, I think.
Couple of weeks still.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's going on with Cleary? Is he going to be playing? I know they were saying he was waiting to have his surgery.
I think he'll be back maybe for Melbourne in about 3 weeks.
that'd be a good game.
I think it's going to be a bit like the Ponga saga, where Ponga,
Yeah.
Yeah.
put it off towards the end of the year. As soon as the game's finished, bang, you'll go straight in surgery.
Yeah, righto.
So
Okay.
But that could potentially backfire.
that's right.
I hope not.
There's a risk, but I mean, good on him for thinking of the team first and himself second. So
Yeah.
yeah, good on the young kid. But yeah, that's around the grounds.
Yeah, it was only a short round on the weekend. So
But yeah, this week we'll be back into it with some Origin as well for next week. So yeah, we'll get into the next one now. Smitter's mailbag.
The following segment brought to you by Feral Archery.
We've got a few here this week. Had
Have
a
we?
few, yeah,
Oh,
still had a
beautiful.
few. Yeah, had a few. I've got a couple here. And first one is from Kieran
Deeves.
Deeves, I believe. Hi guys, Kurt Mann, great signing. Could be great in the centres. What position do you feel is best for him?
I like him in the centres.
Kurt's a jack of all trades, isn't he? He can play anywhere. So he's kind of our fill-in guy.
I like him in centres.
Yeah.
Been playing a lot better in the centres, I think. But like you said, you have him in the centre, something happens to him,
Yeah.
You can move him. You can move Brody into the centre, move him up to half if need be.
Yeah,
or-
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think he's just one of those guys you've got to have in your side, and he rips in and has a go wherever he plays. And
That's right.
we spoke to him before the show tonight and see if he was going to get a crack in State of Origin, and mentioned to him about getting a start in the front row with a couple of their players, and he said he'd even do that. So
But
give him
yeah,
half a chance, I reckon he'd go right too.
yeah, but unfortunately, it's not looking like he's going to get a run tomorrow.
Nah,
But,
it doesn't look like it unless there's an injury or something tomorrow.
even the
but
warm up could be an injury.
Yeah, you
it has
never know.
happened before.
Has
you never
happened.
know. So it'd be great to see him play, but good
Yeah.
on him. He's
But
up
if
there.
not, he's done well to get in
He's
there.
got his
Oh,
toe in the
100%.
water. Like
That's
next
right.
year, he'll probably be selected again.
And his form over the last month's been excellent as well. So he probably dipped off a little bit earlier in the year, but he started the year off on fire, dipped off a little bit, and his form in the last month or so.
That's right. But
That comes back with all, guys are coming back and the team
That's
starting
right.
to gel again. So
But that's the thing. I will say there has been a fair bit of bagging about Kurt, and I don't. Everyone can have their own opinion. I'm fine with that. But I think some people go a bit too far, and
Definitely.
he mightn't be playing well, but the whole team hasn't been playing
No,
well. So
that's right.
how is one person supposed to shine when the whole team's not playing.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't follow a lot of Knights-related stuff on social media for that reason. Knights fans are really fickle. They've got to have, if something's not right, they've got to have somebody to blame. So, we've seen it before with Sione. Sione copped it for a couple of years. Everything was his fault. And
Then Josh King.
last year, Connor Watson was the worst bloke in the world, and they wanted him gone and Kurt re-signed, and now they want Connor to stay. Like you're never going to keep them all happy. So.
No, that's right.
And everyone's got their opinion, which is, like you said, they're entitled to. But
And some of the things people have been saying online have just been revolting. I've been
But
really
Kurt's a great club. I mean, he's not going anywhere. He's a Knight for life. So
he's the nicest bloke. I just,
I don't
really.
You know, I let people have their say. You know, but as long as it's, especially on our show, our page, I'll let them have their say. But if it goes ridiculous,
Yeah, you can have an opinion, but
yeah, that's right.
it's got to be tasteful.
especially too, I will say it too while we're on air that Kurt's family are actually on the page.
Yeah.
So we won't stand for that because
No.
I mean, there's a lot. You're young blokes playing football, and you've got people saying stuff like that. You're going to take it to heart.
I honestly don't get it, but
No.
I don't get it either.
If Kurt Mann makes an error in a game, it's from trying too hard more than anything. It's from putting himself in a position to get in there and have a crack. So,
if anyone actually knows Kurt personally, like we do, they'll know that he puts 110% effort in everything.
he bleeds red and blue.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a reason he was selected for Origin.
Yeah.
Well, that's right too.
His form's
Exactly
been
right.
good, I'm telling you.
So
People
anyway,
get behind him. Instead of bagging him on social media or whatever, get behind him and actually be supporters. Like, support them.
Yeah.
Build them up. Like,
Build them up
you'll
instead of bringing them
find
down.
that'll
Bringing them
change
down.
a lot of things too.
yeah.
Bringing them down's not
Yeah.
going to bring their confidence up.
Nah.
Bringing them down's just going to make them feel like crap and they can't do
just-
anything right. So
It's
get
just
behind
the
them.
old keyboard warriors know everything.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is from Daniel Bice, I believe. Are we owed an Origin next year?
Yes.
100%.
I'd like to say yes, but it's not going to happen.
No, I'd like to say yes, but unless we have another incident like this where it's,
But to give us
Yeah.
the Origin, get everyone's hopes up and then rip it out from
Yeah.
under us was
I
just
will say
terrible.
too, once again, people going, oh, it was because of the protesters. It wasn't because of the
was the
protesters.
government.
Yeah.
It was stupid.
The government didn't approve it.
That's
And
right.
the NRL are like, yep, we're having it in Newcastle. The government's like, hang on a minute.
You know what?
Let's talk about this some more.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right.
I thought the government approved 75% capacity.
Apparently not.
I think
Yeah,
I think they did at first, but then the outbreak got worse and they went, no, not happening.
Too dangerous.
But yeah,
The
it
problem
was.
is you can't trust that people aren't going to come up from Sydney.
Yeah.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's the issue, I think.
Well,
that
there was a boat with 4
Oh, yeah.
males on it. Went to Queensland.
Queensland.
I watched the Wallabies
It was
game.
a $70,000 a day luxury.
But there was a
boat.
boat.
They give them $4,000 fines. They'd pull that out of their back pockets.
But now they're quarantined in a hotel, paid by the taxpayers.
That'd be right. There was a
Are
boat
they?
stopped
I
this
don't know.
morning.
I thought if you went into quarantine, you had to pay it yourself.
Oh, I
But
could be wrong. But
Wouldn't matter.
they've got a $70,000 a night boat for 4 blokes.
There was a boat stopped.
Pocket change
It was
for
either
them.
this morning or
Yes.
yesterday in Swansea.
Yeah.
They came from Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
they're
saw
trying
that.
everywhere they can to get in here.
And there was
Lock them up.
Crazy.
But
They
that's
know the
right.
rules.
100%.
Yeah.
She's
Turn
dead
them
right.
around.
They
Yeah.
need to be locked up.
They're not going to learn. They're going to keep doing it.
And not for a week. Go for a month's holiday in jail.
Sink their boat.
Sink the sub.
Torpedo them.
But also, there was another case where 2 people from Sydney hotspot come up to John Manor Hospital to see someone in hospital that wasn't even life-threatening.
Really?
They were
Wow.
just, I don't know, maybe they're having a baby. I don't know the full circumstances, but
Just entitlement.
seriously, wake up.
Yeah.
This is why we, are in the situation we're in.
We're
Yeah.
pretty
Right.
lucky up here.
Yeah, we need to
But
keep
so
it that
far
way.
In
But
Sydney, yeah.
it's only a matter of time, mate. It's everyone needs to get that jab and
That's all right.
Yep.
Anyway,
move on.
let's move on.
Just on another thing, can I ask another question in respect to that?
Yes.
If we're still like this come grand final day, the New South Wales government's got a contract with the NRL to have the grand final in Sydney.
It's going to cause a headache.
What happens?
I think
The NRL have to say, well, hang on, things have changed, and
they'll
we
play
can
it
do
in Sydney with no crowds.
Or will they say, well, things have changed?
They're not going to
No.
make money
And
with no
then the
crowds.
state government
Yeah.
says, well, you owe us
Okay.
so many millions of dollars.
Queensland government will have to
Compensation.
pay the New South Wales government.
They wouldn't even pay for their people we had in quarantine for.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one, Andy. But next one is from Dom Oakes. Are you guys doing a live show in the Sunshine Coast?
Oh, I wish.
If we could get to the Sunshine Coast, I'd do one.
You could always do a fake background and do a HG and Roy Nelson type of commentary.
Yeah, watch your space.
Watch in space. That's a.
Hey, aren't Newcastle people allowed into Queensland at the moment?
Yep.
Let's go.
Today. Tomorrow's a different story, but yeah. And the next one is from Danielle Benham, if that's correct. Do you think teams will be disadvantaged due to playing up north? I know it can't be helped to keep the game going, but for the likes of Storm based up there last year and winning the grand final, do you think this will benefit them again as to opposed to the boys from other teams?
Yeah, that's what we kind of touched on that before, didn't we? So, yeah, it can either gel a team or...
break a team, but I reckon it'll benefit. It will, to a certain extent, it has to benefit some of the teams, like the Titans, the Cowboys,
Broncos.
the Broncos, because they're going to have their fans there. I mean, you will have some from the other, that support other teams that live up there, but not as much as them, and they're going to be playing their home grounds.
Yeah. That said, if they've broken them up into these three regions, I guess, if we play, say we've got a home game against, for instance, the Broncos or the Titans or the Cowboys, do they play on the Sunshine Coast? Do they have to go to the Sunshine Coast, or do we play them
I think
in
that's
Brisbane?
how it is, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Has that been explained?
I
Or?
don't think they get every game at their home ground. I think it's...
This is my idea. Okay, why can't we have a Magic weekend?
Well, they're talking about doing that, so there's going to be double headers.
There was a thing came out today that there's a couple of double headers going on.
They should do that because then that way even the Knights or Penrith are going to play in front of crowds.
Yeah.
And, you might have Titans versus Broncos and you got all your Titans and Broncos fans, but they'll stay and watch it and they will go, okay, Knights are playing Penrith, we'll go for Knights or we'll go for Penrith. So you're going to have your adopted fans to that. And then you get all the other clubs that'll stay there and watch it. So it'll be it'll be better for the players.
All I'd say is when we had Magic round before, the Knights got lapped by the Tigers, so...
Yeah, but this is different kind of Magic.
You don't want to see that every week.
I just think, if they do it like that and all the teams stay and watch, just to make it,
Oh, yeah, it's good. And they're talking about doing stuff like that, so, yeah.
I think they should.
I think that's another one of those watch your space sort of things, so...
I just hope all the Knights supporters up there get out and support them.
Yeah, there is a few up there, a few on the show.
It's good
friends
for them.
of the show on there. Sean Crawford, I believe, he's a member of the show. He's from up there. So,
yeah, righto. But it is good for them, for the fans that do live up that way, to get out and see their team play. So whatever team it is.
Positive out of a negative. So anyway, last one is from Matty Clark. I'm sure this has been asked or mentioned before, but I would like to be reminded of their opinions. Anyone who lies down to try milk a penalty should be sent off for a stint while they recover. Make sure you just
Recover.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
Make sure you...
Didn't have me reading glasses.
No, that's all right. Well, I think they tried that, didn't they? If you went down, you lied down, and they had to stop the game, you were supposed to go off and then come back on. But that's
Fair.
some things.
But that goes back to, once again, Floorboy Gary's mate, what's his name? Micah Sebo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how do you police it?
Oh, if they go down and...
If they jump back up as soon as they get the penalty...
Wasn't there another one? And another one that really stood out to me too was Nathan Brown. From the Parramatta.
From Parramatta.
Yeah, he was
Did
holding
he go on Parramatta night?
it's just two that stand out. He was down holding his head and the referee goes, penalty, he jumped straight back up, tapped the ball and ran.
Yeah.
There's a lot of players guilty of it.
It's a hard one, because if it's legitimate where somebody is injured, you don't penalise them by sending them to the sideline. But I think you have to do that. There has to be some sort of disincentive.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Smitter's mailbag for this COVID edition. Once again, a bit of late mail.
How you going, Colin?
Yeah, good.
Floor by Gary.
Geez, you're smooth, old fella.
Great show again, boys and girls. All the best for 2,000 Facebook fans. Yeah, we're getting close. That's tops. My question is, who are your top 4 going to be into the finals, and who will battle out the grand final? Thanks again from
Pierce Peterson.
Pierce Peterson.
From Patterson Avenue, Patterson.
Kitty likes the peas. Top 4.
Storm will definitely
Top
be
4.
there.
Yeah, I think
Melbourne.
Storm.
Penrith, Storm,
Manly,
I don't know.
unfortunately.
if Turbo doesn't get
Panthers, probably the Eels.
Unfortunately. Sorry, Gary.
Manly or the Roosters.
it. Manly.
Yeah, I don't think...
Yeah.
I might be diffing on both of them, you know. I'll probably put South in before them.
Souths, yeah, probably Souths.
South, yeah, they've been playing really well.
Yeah, so yeah, probably Storm, Panthers, Eels, Souths. Yeah, Manly, it depends on
Turbo.
Turbo.
They're like the Knights were back in the day when...
Joey.
But even before that, they couldn't win without Harrigan.
Yeah.
And then it was they couldn't win without Joey.
Yeah.
And now, yeah.
And I think grand final will be Storm,
Penrith.
Souths.
So,
Ooh.
I think a lot of Penrith will come down to Nathan Cleary and Jerome Luai,
Luai, yeah.
their fitness.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't. With them out, that's what I'm thinking. If they're out for a few weeks, Panthers may not finish in the top 2. I think they'll finish maybe 3rd or 4th, probably 4th.
Yeah, yeah, they could, but then they could come back through. So I wouldn't write them out yet. I reckon.
No, I'm not writing them off.
No,
but
no,
that's
no.
just you've got to factor in that they're big outs.
I'm going to go with something different. I'm going to go Penrith Eels.
Penrith Eels. Hope not.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. Imagine that.
Riverworms.
But it all depends on who finishes where and what, and you know. So, but yeah, I think maybe Penrith Eels.
I'll tell you what. If
Storm will be there.
if Tommy
I don't know.
if
Without a
Tommy
doubt.
Turbo remains fit, don't write Manly off.
Oh no, that's right. But that's
Yeah, they've snuck up. Everyone was going, they're going to get the wooden spoon, or
They started that
that
way. The
was
season
cellar
terrible.
dwellers, and then all of a sudden, bang.
Yeah.
But that's my big question mark is if Tommy, okay, touch wood, it doesn't happen to Paul Blake, but if he gets injured in Origin this week and he's
Yeah.
out for a few weeks,
Yeah.
do you right, you know?
I'd write Manly off.
So,
I mean, Cherry Evans doesn't make a huge difference.
Oh, he's been all right for him.
He hasn't been all right for
game
Queensland.
you been watching?
Yeah.
Oh no, Cherry Evans has been playing all right for Manly.
Yeah,
He's
no.
been no good for
I don't-
Queensland, but he's been playing all right for Manly.
And they're missing Jake Turbo.
Yeah, I think he's
Well.
back. I think he's back shortly.
he?
So, yeah.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think, yeah, at this stage, you still really, to say a top 2 is still pretty hard. But
That's it. If we keep our side on the paddock, if we roll Melbourne this week,
we could be a dark horse.
nothing to say we can't. I think we are the dark horse.
Okay.
I think we're that team that's going to sneak in this year.
What's
and
your
upset.
5, 6, 7 and 8?
I reckon we'll be 8.
I reckon
Oh,
Panthers
last year.
5.
Wash your mouth out.
You've got the
Want to take
Panthers
it
in the
outside?
top 4.
Come on, let's
No,
go.
I was writing down what everyone was saying.
He's confused, just like he hasn't
Yeah.
come out of the closet
No,
yet.
I'd said before, I said I reckon the Storm, Eels, Souths, and probably the Roosters will be top 4. And then we'll have Manly, Panthers, Knights, probably Sharks.
Can't wait to serve your words back to you.
Well, I might, it's only,
And that's not a bad thing anyway. If Penrith, for your example for you, if Penrith were to finish down there, that's not too bad anyway.
the Panthers finish 5th.
Five.
We finish 8th. We play them
Oh God.
first
No,
round.
we don't want that.
No.
Not if Cleary's.
No, but
Cleary might be gone. Cleary.
Realistically, you want to finish in the top 4, but
Yeah.
in saying that, you don't get a home semi-final at this stage.
No, that's right.
Well,
but
at this
no,
stage
still,
we do because it's only a month they're talking.
Well,
well.
Yeah,
we'll
but
see what happens.
Yeah.
Be optimistic.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I reckon we'll be in there somewhere. Probably the Sharks are showing some form.
Yeah, I think the Dragons are their seasons.
Yeah,
yeah, they're gone.
they're a disappointment.
Well,
I
they
thought they
could
would
go-
have been a lot better.
They could go either way. I suppose the Dragons, it could unite them, or but it's got to be hard to bounce back from this for them.
Oh, hello. Hello, Nighttime Podcast. Yep, hang on. Long distance, mate. Hard to hear.
Hello, sorry, speak up. Oh, g'day, buddy. How are you? How you going up there? Oh, excellent. Ah, beautiful. Thanks, mate. All right, have a good one. Good luck tomorrow. That was our mate Kurt Mann.
Oh, okay.
Saying that him and KP and the boys are watching us on the big screen up there in Origin camp, and
Sent live to him.
they've heard with this a couple of big things coming for the podcast. So
Yeah.
thanks, mate.
Thanks,
Appreciate
buddy,
the
and
support.
all the best to both of them tomorrow night. Go the Blues and go the Maroons.
It's going to be a hard one if he plays, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Got to barrack for the boys, but going for the Blues.
I'll be honest, if Curtin plays tomorrow, I'll be going for the Maroons because we've already got the series one.
I can't do
You
that.
can't do that. That's
Yeah,
like
I
saying
can
like saying you're going for Manly against the Knights.
That's just stupidity.
Yeah,
No, but okay. I want Kurt and KP to play well.
yeah, I do too.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if
Them two, they blinders, come out of it injury free.
Mm.
But the Blues to smash them.
all right, we'll go with that, eh?
Let's
Yeah.
go.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
It's the same as Kurt Capewell. I'm sure the Panthers fan up the end of the table there is hoping he plays well, but
Haven't really been
Get
paying
smashed.
attention
Not doing she's been into the Blues.
because we
it-
far
what, you're not
outweigh-
paying attention to the show or to what? State of Origin?
Because
to
you-
life.
To life in general.
Because
Yeah.
you look in the Blues, you got Tittle, you got Cleary,
Wade.
you got
Oh yeah,
you know, there's so
Most of
many.
the
Of them.
Capewell can have a good game when he comes back to Penrith.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, while we're on the subject of Cape, well, that's going to be a massive loss for them next year.
Going to the Broncos, yeah. Yeah. Good pick up for the Broncos.
Yeah, good pick up for the Broncos, but so for the Penny Panthers. But yeah, they've got some talent. They'll fill that void. But
It is what it
they
is.
that's right, can't have them all. And speaking of can't have them all, while we're on that subject, news today: Connor Watson is talking to rival clubs.
Yeah. That's
He doesn't want to.
nah. I don't think he wants to.
No.
He's just seen what he's worth, and he'll go back to the Knights, and the Knights will
Well,
throw a
he-
bit more money.
I think
at
the
him.
Knights didn't give him what he wanted.
He grew up as a Knights supporter, didn't he?
Yeah, he was on the footy show as a young kid saying that he
Yeah.
wants to play for Newcastle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad.
But it's like any job. You go where the money is.
Oh,
yeah,
I
but
can't blame
it's a
him.
negotiation process as well. So don't write him off for
Oh,
staying
no.
at the Knights yet. He'll go back to the Knights and say whatever. And I know there's talk of him. He's talking to the Sharks.
If he
They say
goes
the
anyway,
Sharks-
he'll go to the Sharks.
The Sharks are talking to me. They're looking at this. If the Knights are close, he'll stay at Newcastle.
Oh, that's right. But if for
Probably
some
his
reason,
best mates here. And
yeah, that's what I
There's
don't.
a bromance going on.
And
there.
as he said, he wants to win a premiership with Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to go, by all means, and I'd love to keep him. But if he was to go, he'll go to the Sharks.
Yeah,
Fitzgibbon.
and if he does go, I think we
Be a
need
huge
to
loss.
understand that the Knights have tried to keep him.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't want to pay overs for any player either. So no players,
All those people carrying on saying, "Oh, we've signed this person, but
That's right.
they won't give Connor a contract."
But also, this
they are
person,
trying to give him a
it's-
contract.
this person may have got a contract for peanuts.
Yeah, that's
they
right.
don't know. Like, he could have got a lot less than what he wanted as well.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be paying too much for somebody at the expense of other players. So
That's right.
so if he goes, it's not because the Knights aren't trying to keep him. It's because he's got a better offer somewhere else. So and we can't
End of the
begrudge
day.
him for that.
No, end of the day, he's got to look after himself as well. But
End
he
of the
wants
day,
to stay.
I think he'll stay.
I think he will, and he wants
reckon
to
he'll
stay. But
He's just pushing his dollar up a bit. That's all.
hey,
Pushing
anyone
the
would.
value up. Well, of
Anyone
course.
would.
Yeah.
So
100%. Crazy if you don't.
crazy.
It is.
Anyway, we'll take a short break and be back shortly.
Kobashi Top 5!
Don't tell my heart, my hanky breaky heart. I just don't think you'd understand. If you tell my heart, my hanky breaky heart, he might blow up and kill his man. And g'day and welcome to another Top 5. I'm your host, Buff, and I'm here with the Squatch. And today we're talking about awesome hairdos. And of course, how can we not start without the greatest hairdo in music history? Of course, Mr. Billy Ray Cyrus himself. To you, sir. We salute you. We salute you. And today we're going to kick off our top 5 with some of the worst hairdos, or just heads of hair, in the history of rugby league. So coming in at number 5, and there are some doozies. We've got some doozies. We've got number 5, this guy. This guy here. That guy right there, none other than Mr. Kirk Reynolds. Great head of hair. But you know who he reminds me of? That guy.
Which guy?
Giants. Tormund.
I don't know.
Tormund Giantsbane from Game of Thrones.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because I'm animated.
So who's he remind you of?
Giants. Tormund Giantsbane from Game of Thrones. Like the big unit in Game of Thrones, the girl.
Yes.
I can't remember her name.
I've never watched it.
Doesn't matter. And coming in at number 4 is this guy. None other than Mr. Des Hasler, the man himself. Have a go at that. Head of hair, Adam.
Yes.
Lovely locks. Kind of reminds me of another guy from a film. Happens to be a film called Dodgeball. Check out this.
Yes, of course, we're talking about Mr. White Goodman, owner of Globo Gym, where they're better than us and they know it. How is life in Lazytown going?
Good. And coming in at number 3.
Who do we have? Number 3, the great hard-running forward from New Zealand.
Warriors.
Yes. I hadn't got there yet. I'm still learning.
Tables are being turned.
About time I got one over you. Mr. Bunty Afoa, what a mop of hair. Glorious.
Beautiful head of hair.
Reminds me of one of my daughter's favourite cartoon characters. Who do you reckon that one might be?
I don't know, but I think you've been smoking a bit of Moana.
From the movie Brent Caruana. Is that his name?
No, Moana.
Oh.
Of course, we have the god himself, or demigod, Maui. Kind of looks like Bunty Afoa, don't you think?
Your hair looks different today.
Thank you.
All right, so who do we have at number 2?
We've got the 1989.
No. Seriously, who do we have at number 2?
No.
I've had a Hachi-Maki mishap and I can't see a thing.
Wardrobe.
Definite malfunction.
Kevin Hardwick, 1989 Grand Final legend with the best mop of hair head that you've ever seen in your life. Head of hair, hairhead. It doesn't matter. Have a go at the mane on this bloke. I used to actually think it was the real Huddle Pop Lion ads.
I imagine it looks
Kevin
really good.
Hardwick. And who does it remind you of? None other than
Who knows?
this guy.
If I were king of the press.
If I only had a brain. That's right, he looks like the lion guy out of The Wizard of Oz. Now, coming in at what number was this guy?
2. Do we have any dishonourable mentions?
We've got some dishonourable mentions, and one of them happens to be Mr. Williams from the Manly Sea Eagles, affectionately known as the Wolfman, as you can see right here.
Oh, ooh.
Mr. Wolfman was a bit of a standout on the wing and played...
I have this overwhelming sense of dread.
Mr. Wolfman was a really good player and stood out on the wing a lot and scored a lot of tries and grew a big beard and got the name Wolfman. But if you ask me, he looks more like none other than Joe Dirt.
Glorious hair.
What a guy.
What a man.
Now, another quick dishonourable mention, because when we were looking for this guy, I thought he was another guy who looked like this guy, who looked like another guy, and that is Melbourne Storm's superior fullback, Mr.
Ryan Schoenhausen.
Ryan Pappenhausen. If you have a good look at Ryan Pappenhausen, we grew up with the MTV thing back in the, I reckon the early 90s, and there was a dude on there that I used to love, and when I saw this guy, I thought he looked like this guy!
This
You're dumbass. Now, we just looked at Beavis, and we just looked at Pappenhausen, and we just looked at Mr. Williams, who looked like, some other guy, but who kind of looks like all of our mates. Especially that guy, Mr. BK himself, Mr. Caro.
The
If you want to
hellbilly.
see something stupid, Go to Brendan Carrows on Facebook and check out the hillbilly from Perth himself.
Loose unit doesn't even describe it. This guy is...
Hashtag HILL8ILLY.
One more honourable mention, Jai.
One more honourable mention before we nominate our winner for this week's top 5.
And this was tough because I wanted this one to be number 1.
Because he's got a head like Friar Tuck himself, and that is none other than Mr. Aaron Woods. Take a bow. What a head of hair, sir.
Now, hey, did you ever see Old School?
I did see Old School, but just let's go back to it. He's got a bob.
Yeah, Old School, Andy Dick played a character that was giving...
That's a shocking head.
It is horrible, but he was giving special classes to the ladies. If you remember the Andy Dick character, looks just like this guy right here.
Was that Andy Dick character or anti-Dick character?
Bit
of both.
I don't think he was anti at all.
So, yeah, kind of reminds us of that character. If you look right,
you can definitely see the resemblance. What a tremendous head of hair.
Beautiful. Love that bob.
We know hair. Coming in at number 1,
Ichiban!
I know that he is your favourite. He is your favourite. He is the favourite of all of Newcastle. I don't know much, but I know I love you. Mr. Andrew Joey Johns!
I don't know what was doing. Did it make him angrier? I'm not too sure, but yep, that's a flame job, Ed.
Did the carpet match the drapes?
We're not too sure.
And we don't want to know.
But he does remind me of one particular red-headed fellow.
Who else but Mr. Ronald McDonald?
And that's the man himself. That's why they named the stadium Ronald McDonald Jones Stadium, because of...
Hey, I'm loving it.
McLovin' it. And that's it from us. That's this week's top 5. This is Bull from Kobashi
and the Squatch.
And we're out.
The following segment is brought to you by Sports Power Newcastle. All right, guys, welcome back, and it's time for Fan of the Week.
Okay, Fan of the Week is Lynn Wade from Medford.
Yeah, well done, Lynn. Lynn is a great contributor to the show. Yes, from the start, and then for personal reasons couldn't, be involved anymore. So yeah, she's been a massive Knights fan.
Yep.
Massive fan of the show.
Very dedicated.
Yeah,
very dedicated
awesome.
to both.
Beautiful person.
Yeah,
very lovely lady.
So she gets the $50 voucher.
Yeah, she does. So well done, Lynn.
Yeah, beautiful. Congratulations.
Yeah, awesome. $50 voucher from Sports Power.
Beautiful.
Awesome. On to Joke of the Week.
Okay, Joke of the Week. Now this is courtesy of Dom Oakes. She also sent in a question.
Yes, she did.
Okay, the 7 dwarfs are down in the mines when there is a cave-in. Snow White runs to the entrance and yells down to them. A distant voice shouts out, "The Manly Sea Eagles are good enough to win the premiership." Snow White says, "Well, at least Dopey's still alive." That's not bad.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, I like
Thanks,
that.
Dom.
Well done, Dom.
Gotta love a Manly joke.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
So, and it's good to see. Dom actually is from Sydney.
A Penrith supporter.
Penrith supporter as
Really?
well. Yeah.
Beautiful lady.
Yeah. So, but enjoys the show, watches the show,
Yeah.
Very good.
and supports us. So,
Heart of
yeah.
gold.
Yeah, very nice lady. But it's like the old COVID mask saying, put your mask on. It's not like we're making you wear a Manly jersey. So, anyway, on the team list Tuesday.
The following segment is brought to you by Sayers Inc. Yeah, so this week, it's to be announced, it hasn't been announced yet where we're playing. We're down in Melbourne at this stage, but yeah, I don't know, I think there's a bit of water to go under the bridge before we find out where we're playing. So yeah, Saturday at 7:35 we play the Storm. The Storm have got a cracking side. They're the team to beat this year at this stage. So yeah, Nico Hines at fullback, George Jennings on the wings with Remus Smith, Justin Olam in the centres, and Josh Adokar backing up from Origin on the other wing. Cameron Munster and Jerome Hughes are the halves. Their forward pack is Jesse Bromwich, Brandon Smith at hooker, Christian Welch, Felice Kafusi, Kenneth Bromwich, and Dale Finucane.
I just had a quick squeeze, and it says at the moment Amy Park. So I don't know if it's yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so so at this stage we're playing down at Amy Park in Melbourne. So if you have a look at their interchange bench, it's Aaron Booth, Tui
Kamakama.
Kamakamiku?
Chameleon, Chris Lewis, and Aaron Penne.
What about the reserves?
Isaac Lumaloom, Dean Iomia,
That's all right.
Cooper Junes. Anyway, so if we have a look at the Knights, hopefully we get our players to back up from Origin. So Kalen Ponga at fullback, Dom Young on the wing with Heimel Hunt, Kurt Mann and Nari Tuala in the centres, Jake Clifford and Mitchell Pearce in the halves, forward pack, Jacob Say Foodie and his brother Daniel are in the front row. So I think Daniel's been cleared as right to play. So I haven't heard any different anyway. Jade and Brayley at hooker. Tyson Frizzell, massive in for us. He comes back from injury, so he partners Lachlan Fitzgibbon in the back row with Mitch Barnett to lock the scrum. Our interchange bench is Connor Watson, David Clemmer, Josh King, and Brody Jones. So that's the strongest side as we can put out. I suppose Bradman Best needs to come back.
Interesting out, but
Are you okay?
I'm all right.
Yeah, Suaso, so hasn't been named anywhere. So
He's out.
Don't know
I don't
what's
know.
going on there.
yeah, I don't know. So I'm sure we'll find out soon. But so
Surely
He might-
there's got to be some.
I don't know. Maybe he's just had a.
Maybe he's not up there. Might be down here, you know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
Yeah, I
he's
don't know.
on
Could be anything. So maybe he's
Interesting, but like
just been rested for a week. Who knows? So
but
that's it. We're coming off the bye. So
you'd think you'd have him on the bench. I get he's got to go back to the bench with Tyson coming in, but
yeah,
having your best team to go out to play the Storm.
yeah. No, it's interesting. That surprised me when they said he was wasn't selected. So
No disrespect to the guys on the bench, like Josh King and
Yeah.
that, but yeah, he would have been in.
I thought he'd at least been in the reserves.
Yeah, I thought he would have been on my interchange bench. No disrespect once again to Josh King, but
yeah.
he probably would have been there for me.
Yeah, but that's we're starting to get into a pretty good position when we can leave him out and someone like Josh King comes in. So,
Kingy's been playing well
yeah,
as well, but yeah, interesting. But
yeah. So we're in with a chance. So going to be a tough game, but if we're at our best and
If we come out of Origin uninjured,
like anything, we're just got to worry about what we're doing and play our best and see what the result is. So
well, realistically, we'll probably only have one in Origin, Ponga. So hopefully he can back up.
yeah, and hopefully Daniel Sayfoody's right to go.
Yeah, well, I find it interesting that he's been named in our squad, but he couldn't play Origin.
Yeah, I don't think he was right to train.
Right to train, but
Origin guy. So, but still, you'd think he's done enough during the series to.
yeah, they could have
Some
said,
spot.
okay, even include another bloke and give him up to game time to be able to.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
I think he deserved the chance.
yeah. I think so too. He's been he's probably the informed front rower in Origin this year.
if
So
he ends up not playing, who would who go in?
probably Jack Johns would come
Probably
in.
Jack.
Clemmer would go into the front row.
It's a shame
probably
Cooper's not
loses.
in the
He'd probably put Kurt the fullback, Brady Jones into the centre.
Oh, sorry. If Ponga doesn't play, you mean?
No,
Sorry.
if Daniel's not.
If Daniel's out,
Daniel.
yeah, no. If Daniel's out, well, Clemmer goes in the front row, and then you replace him with
It'd have to be Jack Johns.
or Jira.
And hopefully,
we'll see, yeah.
hopefully Kalen gets through.
Yeah, yeah,
Hopefully, but time will tell, I suppose.
yeah.
Bold prediction.
Ooh. I'm gonna say the Knights to win 1-12.
That's pretty bold.
I'm going to say Kurt Mann, Mitchell Pearce, and Jaden Brayley are all going to score.
Wow.
I like the sound of that.
What about during the game?
Well, they're not doing it while they're in Queensland.
Oh, God, no. We don't need that.
Romance.
Romance, yeah, maybe.
No, families are up there, so.
Well, Kurt's partner's just had a.
Yeah,
so I don't know
baby,
how-
so.
He was away for a week, then was going to come back, but yeah, hopefully that he can get his young family up there because it's pretty hard being away from a newborn.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I think there's a few players too. I think Aaron Woods is
She's about
due to have
to,
a baby.
yeah.
And, so, yeah, but
There's a few in
anyway.
a similar.
Back to Aaron Woods here. He's looking at going to the Eels or Manly.
Yeah, I heard that.
Wow.
And it could be a mid-year
Yeah.
transfer.
That'd suck.
Floor boy.
I wouldn't be
he's asleep.
against it. If the Knights, if the Knights were to sign him, I wouldn't be against it. I think he'd do
No,
a good addition. Wherever
no.
he goes,
In the
he'll be a
right
good
team, in the right team, he could play good again.
No.
You know, it was a bit like Trent Barron. He went off the radar after he sort of went from Penrith. He wasn't, and then he came back to St George and he was playing some good football again before he retired.
In and out of the side. But Aaron Woods he's probably been one of the Sharks' best since he found out he was going. He's pulled his finger
Playing
out
for a
and
contract.
started playing for a contract. That's exactly right.
Yeah,
So-
crazy lady.
Cranky.
Cranky, sorry. I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
Cranky.
Yeah, I'm cranky.
We're all a bit crazy.
We're all a bit cranky too.
True.
My prediction is, firstly, Cameron Munster will kick someone. Sure.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
that bold.
that's a given.
Yeah, it's not really, is it?
No.
And I think Pearce will score a double. There you
I'd
go.
like to see that.
It'd be nice.
I would just call it crazy lady because I've got you on my brain, darling. So, anyway.
Stop trying to.
What are you doing under the table there?
Yeah, what's going on over there?
Anyway,
My arms aren't long enough.
my
That'd have to be
bold,
pretty long.
my bold prediction is Kurt Mann's going to play.
Origin.
Yep. There'll be an injury.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a bit fuzzy at the moment, but I'm not sure if it's
You seen-
before it or it's in the warm-up. But he gets a late call-up.
In the crystal ball.
Who's out?
Oh, I'm not that good.
I'd like it to be Munster. Munster with
But then
a...
he'd go into the halves. I'd like to see him play in the centres.
Yeah, I'd like to see Munster out against us, but...
I'd like to see Jerry Evans go. I know it's a long neck. I mean, long shot.
Yeah.
But,
He's a long neck.
it'd be, I reckon. Well, I hope. So,
Now, we can't all be beautiful like you two.
well,
Yeah, you're true there. That's a fairly
no.
true comment, that one.
yes, well,
What does she mean?
I'm not sure. I think we were voted prettiest man on the podcast, weren't we? Anyway.
No, that was Jono.
Prettiest man this week.
Oh, this week. Okay. Hey, Jono.
Yeah, big shout out to Jono as well.
Yeah,
he
he'll be back next week.
Yeah, put his hand up to have tonight off
Yep.
because of COVID.
Yep.
So he went to work and he'll be back next week.
What a great guy.
Yeah, good guy and good addition to the panel, to the show.
Yep.
So big shout out to Jono and his family.
Yep.
So if you haven't seen Jono and his family yet, go check out the travel guides. It's on 9.
9 Now or YouTube.
Yeah, some pretty funny stuff. So yeah, good guy, good knowledge. So he'll be back next week.
And Josh and Kenny
Josh and Kenny.
couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it, but yeah, over the next few weeks there'll be ins and outs because of COVID. We've got to, keep it to a minimum.
Yeah, that's right.
We got the reserves tonight.
Yep.
Well, it's just lucky with us because we live in the same house, so there's no COVID.
Well, not
Do we?
us.
I thought you moved out.
Oh, you wish, jellyfish. But anyway, you'd be lost without me. Anyway, that's tonight's show for COVID edition number 2.
Oh, go the Knights.
Go the Knights.
Once
And
a night,
Always a night.
always a night. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.